Well, this to give you an idea of how bad it is. Plenty strong enough to step on. Screwdriver went through that. That's temporary. That's where the turbo poly seal is going to go. That's what the flat roof doctor was describing on one of his videos. It's a really good one. How the water will get up in here and follow down the channels and then come to an end, and there'll be a bubble here, and it kind of holds that water, and it just lays in there day and night. It could be for a few years or several years before it finally eats through with rust. There's a small bubble there. I'll show you a bigger one. This is the worst area I've found where I have so many holes close together. If you look at it from underneath, we'll take a look at it from underneath and look up and see. You can see what I mean by seeing all the daylight. You got one here, bigger one, some pinholes here, and then there. Real easy to punch through with a screwdriver. Well, when you get out from it, maybe a ½ inch, you get into pretty good metal. So, I guess it's worth saving. There you can see where the water's channeled down through here. I've already opened up this bubble. Usually that kind of rust, that real flaky black rust, is a bad sign. Usually means you're going to find a hole. But not always. Here's another perfect example where the water goes under and lays. I haven't touched this one yet. I'm going to give you a quick walk around this roof. There's the other section. Not near as much rust on it, but it's not as old. This is all original here. And I'll show you from underneath looking up. Just this first section, I think you got a hold of some bad metal roofing or something, because when you get over in here, the holes go away, or the pinholes do. See, overall this section here, basically like this north half, is not bad at all. But we'll walk up, take a look at the other side. I've wire brushed this section here, and this I have not. Kind of bad right here in the middle. This section here, not as bad. I'm going to go back with a high quality, fairly expensive paint. It's sold by Sherwin-Williams. It's called Chem Bond. It's a red oxide primer, and then I'm going over it with 2 top quality top coats that they recommend. I'm going to show you a couple different ways you can wire brush it. This one here I would not recommend, for the pure fact that this brush here, you can see what's left. I'm going to show you how it works. But they're $8 plus tax a pop, and you're going to be buying several of them. So I went to Harbor Freight and picked them up for 35 bucks, and these are like $4. And these are also rated for 12,000 RPM, which kind of surprised me. So I'm going to try him. Have not tried him yet. He's brand new. Okay, I went ahead and set the camera up on this spot here. It kind of jumped out at me because I can see some black rust in here. This has been untouched by me so far. This is what the flat roof doctor is talking about. Water will run down these little trenches. You can see where it's hugged right here, this trough. Let me see if I'm coming into view yet. Right here. Then it gets under here from just a simple crack. And there's enough of a bubble in this paint where it can follow under it. And then right here, it looks like it has stopped. Somewhere in here it has stopped. So we're going to open this up. Let me zoom in and see what we see. I don't think we've got a pinhole here. No, it looks pretty good to me. So with a good wire brushing, I'm hoping that red oxide primer by Bond will take care of that. A couple of more small holes I found yesterday evening while I was brushing. I'll be patching these with the Turbo Polyseal product. Well, here's this setup on the reciprocating saw. It's very awkward. You have to hold him like this because your battery's in the way. But you can see the brush is over half wore out. So I don't think that's a viable option. It is if you've got access to a lot of these brushes. But I think the rotary grinder with the wire twist on it, I think it's going to be a better option. Let's find out. So here's a fairly cheap $35 Harbor Freight Bauer. It's not the cheapest, it's not the best, it's considered better with the wire twist. I'm going to like the grinder much more than the reciprocating saw. Let's see what we got here. This is a smooth transition, and what paint does stick, it seems to grind it away. There's a little feather there, no big deal. I think it cleans the metal better than the reciprocating brush. And it's going to be easier on my hands. It's hard on my left hand. Your left hand will want to go to sleep after it shakes for a while. We just uncovered another pinhole right there. He's pretty solid. I can't push through him. I kind of wish I hadn't even messed with the sawzall now in the brush. This is so much easier on you to do this. And I think it's doing a better job. He's the way to go on this stuff. It's going to be a lot quicker. Okay, we are inside the barn. I think that'll show you what I'm talking about. It's really bad. That Turbo Polyseal has got to cover all them up. On the other side of the roof, which is the west side, absolutely no leaks at all. Before I started the job of prepping that roof for paint, for a good coat of primer, after I made my mind up I was going to go to red oxide, I thought this would be the ideal tool. They sell for $8 a pop at Lowe's. Of course, just about all the wires already gone off of it. I never did see a single wire come off. They just kind of disappear. I got the orbital function turned off of it. But you're going to have to do it like this. It's awkward no matter how you cut it. And it'll shake the heck out of your hand. I used it for a couple hours, went through 2 battery packs. So this is, to me, is less than ideal. This little guy is perfect. Now when you get into the world of 4.5-inch angle grinders, there's a lot to choose from, I can tell you that. And I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money on them because I didn't want to take the time to research them. So I got, according to Harbor Freight, this comes, they have cheap, better, and then best. They have them in categories. The one I got is 7 amps. They start off pretty low. I think they start off at 4 or 5 amps. It goes to 7, 11,000 RPM. The next model up was an 8 amp and it went to 11.5. The one I got lucky on was the switch. If you're going to buy an angle grinder specifically for the roof job, make sure you get you a switch that just simply pushes and locks on, because you're going to be moving it from hand to hand. You're going to be going up and down valleys and ridges alongside the roof panels, alongside the highs and the lows. You'll switch off from left hand to right hand. Also, another handy feature is this adjustable guard. It's a tool-free adjustable guard. Get it where you want it and clamp it down. And you can make an adjustment right here. That's an 8mm nut on this bolt right here. And it locks up tight. I just keep it kind of right in the middle on the low side. And what I like about it is when you shut the button off and you set it down, the teeth have all kind of clearance. You're not going to eat into your metal. You're not going to do any damage to the surface of whatever you're laying it on. And that's a pretty good feature. And I've run this for a solid almost 2 hours yesterday evening. In this wire brush, you saw the brush on the Spider, just about gone. It did not really do that much with it. But this guy did a lot yesterday evening, and it's not even begun to show on the wear. I find this incredible. It's a stiff wire cut brush. It's this one here, 3-inch twisted, maximum speed 12.5. It's important you look at the cup speed or your wire brush speeds whenever you're buying these brushes. You never want to exceed the listed speed. I'll give you an example. Wire diameter is only 0.008 of an inch. That's pretty thin. Maximum speed is 8,500 RPM. So you'll start off looking down at this brush like that, and as it gets the speed, the centrifugal force will throw these brushes clear out to here, almost straight out. So I'm probably not going to run him on this particular grinder. But what you get into, or what you can do, is buy these. And keep in mind, the most expensive one of these is like $5. And I think the one that's working out great that I'll probably won't wear out doing the rest of the entire roof is probably not even going to have any wear on it. Or if it is, I just can't see it. It's holding up really good. I bought the last one they had, and I did not see a 4-inch version. When I go back, I want to see if I got a 3.5 or a 4-inch version. This is a 3-inch cup. It's spread out a little bit, but the measure is about 3 1/8. Always wear eye protection and face protection. That's mandatory. Okay, that's kind of it on tools. Kind of do your own research on that, and whatever you think, whatever fits your hand the best. My advice, if you do get one, if you get to look at them in person, like at Harbor Freight, they're all laid out and you can look at them. Well, it's the same way at Lowe's, Home Depot, and Menards, all the big box stores. Check them out. You don't want to get a grinder that you have to babysit the button all the time. You don't want to get a grinder that you have to hold the button down all the time and it won't lock. If you get the paddle, make sure the paddle will lock, because a lot of times you're going to want to just kind of palm this thing like this and operate it like this with it on. So I got lucky on this switch. I really like this kind of switch. I can push it up. Okay, it's on and running. You can do with it what you want. And then when you want to shut it off, you can just reach up here and it pops right off. I think the switch is an important feature depending on your specific task with the grinder. And went ahead and picked up one of these guys. It's just a traditional wire brush, pretty stiff, but it's got the scraper on it. I thought he might come in handy working some of the rust if you're just trying to work a small area. I've done all that roof and quite a bit over there on the other side. I can't see any wear at all on this brush. This is a $4 brush from Harbor Freight. It's a 3-inch twist wire brush. It's just an incredible way it's holding up.